Hey everyone, this is Mila and welcome to my channel, Deals by Mila. Today I want to share with you guys something a little different than what I usually share. Most of you, unless you live in a cave, you guys all saw last month how there was protests going on all over the country, and they even walked, in front of my street. I think that now it's all kind of, left behind. You kind of put it aside. At least not my local news are not, talking about it anymore. They're now talking about coronavirus. So, I wrote this letter back in 8th grade, and it's about a girl named Anne Frank. And she lived, I think, I don't remember the year exactly, but it was during the Holocaust times. And I think my letter really talks about, racism and how our attitudes really matter, how we treat others. We're not going to change the world, but, we can only reflect internally and decide how to act. And keep in mind that you don't have to be a black person to get discriminated. Mexicans get discriminated. White people get discriminated. If they're gay or lesbian, they'll be discriminated. People look at, other people differently. So keep in mind that, we should always just, be kind to one another and respect each other, and be sensible to other people's differences, because we are all unique. So the letter is written in Anne Frank's perspective, and it's specifically in her soul's perspective. So if her soul would be writing a letter, this is what she would say. February 1945. Dear future people, I may be dead, but my soul will always be alive. I hope that the war has finally come to a stop and peace has finally ruled over. My guess is that it won't be a long time until the whole world can wake up and go to bed knowing that nothing bad can happen. I wrote this letter 2 days after Margot died. My sister Margot died before me, and I was left alone. The pain was very intense, and I was very weak and alone in this miserable world. My family and I lived in the Secret Annex for 2 years, along with the Van Dans and with Mr. Dussel. I was only 13 years when we had to hide. I'll start introducing myself. My name is Anneliese Marie Frank. I was born in Frankfurt, Germany. My parents' names are Edith and Otto Frank. I was the second child, and Margot is my older sister and only sister. I was 4 years old when we moved to Amsterdam. That's when Adolf Hitler started to take over and make Jews' lives impossible. I was now 13 years old when we all had to go into hiding because Margot received a registration form for a concentration camp. Poor Margot, she was so quiet and studious. Luckily, we left just in time. During those 2 years that I was in the Secret Annex, many unexpected events happened. In those 2 years, I learned a lot about myself. In fact, in between a lot of bad discussions and all sorts of negative things, I learned to love everyone and to manage myself. I guess that we all learned to love because every day we had to live it as if it would be our last day or the day that they would capture us. I changed from a girl to a young woman during those 2 years. I already liked Peter before going into the Secret Annex, but my love grew more with time passing by so fast, but so slow at the same time. At times, I felt unsure to what he thought about me. I also received another diary, and I named it Kitty. My diary is a famous book now, and it's the second most sold book. I wrote it while we were all living in the Secret Annex. It was the only possible thing that I felt more comfortable. Also because paper is more patient than people. Horrible news was all of what was said outside, besides people suffering, starvation, poverty, and racism. I still face normal teen problems because that's what I was, a normal teen. I never got to have my own privacy and lived in fear with the rest. We all finally got discovered after years of living in the Secret Annex and had to leave immediately. We all got sent either to concentration camps or death chambers. Margot and I stayed together until we both died. Unfortunately, she died before me. That and Frank, in which her friends described her as bubbly and chatty, was no sooner alive, since everything was taken away and left with nothing. When Margot died, I felt as if the whole world had just fallen on top of me, and that another of my most loved souls had just died. Not even the ocean had room for all my tears and sadness. Now I'm alone, and I don't know what to do in this concentration camp. I'm so desperate, cold, and in need of help. I just longed for my parents' warm arms to wrap me around, but all I could do is keep on dreaming. The bad thing is that it's only another dream that will never come true. Now I'm dead, but I'm still living after my death. I am constantly watching every move and everybody. As everybody is growing older and possibly living what I never got to live, peace, I hope that others are making a better decision and making the world a better place to live in, not like the one that I lived in. I love to live, but my strength disappeared as the days went by, and I could no longer take it. I just said goodbye to this world. All I can say is live your days as if they were your last ones, because you'll never get anywhere if you make people suffer and also if you hate others. In spite of everything, I still believe that people are good at heart. And Frank, goodbye to this world. I can no longer take the pain. Sincerely, Anne Frank. Well, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the letter. Anne Frank is a very good character to read into if you ever have any time. She's really inspired me throughout my life, especially with her journaling. I like to sit down and write down when I feel inspired. Feel free to share this with your family, and don't forget to hit the like button so that way YouTube shares my video with other people. And I hope you guys have a good day. Thank you.